2 teenage girls went for a hike. Only a monster came back. February 13, 2017. Delphi, Indiana, a small town where nothing ever happens, until it did. Abigail Williams was 13 years old. Libby German was 14. Best friends. That Monday afternoon, they decided to walk the Monon High Bridge Trail, a old abandoned railroad bridge stretching over Deer Creek. It was a school holiday. The sky was gray. The woods were quiet. They had no idea they were walking into the last hours of their lives. Libby's older sister dropped them off at the trailhead around 1:30 in the afternoon. They planned to hike for a few hours and get picked up later. Simple, safe, innocent. But by 3:15 p.m., when the family arrived to pick them up, the girls were gone. Not at the trailhead. Not answering their phones. Gone. The search began immediately. Volunteers, police, dogs, everyone combed those woods. And the next morning, February 14th, Valentine's Day, searchers found them. Both girls, dead. Their bodies discovered near the creek, less than a mile from the bridge. The cause of death, homicide. The details of exactly what happened to them that day were never fully released to the public. The investigators kept it that way deliberately, to protect the case, to protect justice. But here is where this story becomes something else entirely. Before she died, Libby German did something extraordinary, something that 14-year-olds should never have to do. She opened her Snapchat app and she recorded the man who was following them on the bridge. She captured his image. She captured his walk. She captured his voice. On a bridge in the middle of nowhere with a killer closing in, this brave girl documented everything. Indiana State Police released a blurry image from that footage in 2017. A heavy-set white male, blue jeans, a blue jacket, his face partially hidden under a cap. They also released an audio clip, just 5 words. Chilling, unforgettable. The man's voice low and commanding, saying, "Guys, down the hill." That was it. That was all. But it was enough to haunt an entire nation. For years, that recording circulated everywhere. Tips poured in by the thousands. Over 40,000 tips total. Police investigated hundreds of suspects. The case went cold. The killer walked free. Delphi moved on the outside, but inside, that town never healed. Then came 2022. On October 26, 2022, 5 years, 8 months after those girls were murdered, Indiana State Police arrested Richard Matthew Allen, age 50, a CVS pharmacy employee who lived in Delphi itself. He had worked in that town, shopped in that town, walked past the families of those girls in that town for 5 years. Allen had actually been interviewed by police back in 2017, shortly after the murders. He told investigators he had been on the Monon High Bridge Trail that very afternoon. He said he saw 2 girls on the bridge. He said he left before anything happened. Police noted the conversation and moved on. He slipped through. What brought him back into focus was a .40 caliber unspent bullet found near the girls' bodies. Ballistics analysis connected that bullet to a specific firearm. That firearm was traced to Richard Allen. Combined with additional physical evidence and witness statements, it was enough. Prosecutors charged him with 2 counts of murder. His trial began in October 2024 in Carroll County, Indiana. The courtroom was packed. The nation watched. The prosecution laid out the evidence piece by piece. The bullet, his presence on the trail that day, digital evidence, and more. The defense argued the case was circumstantial. They pointed to alternative theories. They fought hard. The jury did not take long. On October 28, 2024, Richard Allen was found guilty on both counts of murder. 2 counts, 2 girls, 2 families who had waited 7 years, 8 months for this moment. Judge Benjamin Diener sentenced him to 2 consecutive terms of 65 years each. Richard Allen will die in prison. After the verdict, Libby German's mother, Carrie Timmons, stood outside the courthouse. She did not smile. She did not celebrate. She simply said that Abby and Libby deserved justice, and now they had it. But even now, questions remain. The motive was never fully explained in court. Exactly what happened on that bridge in those final minutes is still not completely known to the public. The full crime scene details remain sealed, and some people in Delphi still wonder if every answer has truly surfaced. That is the nature of evil. It does not always give you complete closure. It leaves holes. It leaves shadows. It leaves a 14-year-old girl's voice on a recording that the whole world heard, and a killer who thought no one was watching. Libby German was not a detective. She was not a police officer. She was a 14-year-old child who, in the most terrifying moments of her life, had the presence of mind to press record. Because of her, a murderer is behind bars. Because of her, 2 families have a verdict. Because of her, a monster's voice echoes forever in the public record, not as a mystery, but as evidence. Some heroes wear badges. Some heroes carry guns. And some heroes are just brave enough to press a button when it matters most. That is courage. That is legacy. That is Libby German. Remember this, evil can walk among us for years, hiding behind familiar faces and quiet routines. It can live next door. It can serve you at a pharmacy counter. But truth is patient. Justice is persistent. And sometimes, the most powerful weapon against a killer is a 14-year-old girl's phone. Goodbye for now, and I will see you very soon in our next story. Until then, stay safe, stay aware, and never forget, crime never wins in the end.